Hello and welcome to my channel, The Curious Coder. This video is part of my Java 8 series. Today, I'll be talking about a very interesting interview topic, default methods in an interface. So what is a default method? Default method is a method inside an interface that has some implementation. Before Java 8, we could only declare abstract methods inside an interface. We could not give them any body. But Java 8 allowed us to have fully implemented methods inside an interface. Now these methods can be defined using the default keyword, hence they are called default methods. Alright, so let me show you some examples. So we have an interface here named my interface, and let's say I just simply declare one method. Okay, like this. Now this is an abstract method because it does not have any implementation. Alright. So this is how we used to declare abstract methods in an interface. But now if I try to give it some implementation, you will see that it gives me an error that says interface abstract methods cannot have a body. Alright, so inside an interface, we are not allowed to give body to a method. Okay, now that was before Java 8. Now using Java 8, I can just simply add a keyword default, and now there is no compilation issue. Alright. So using this default keyword, I can declare the methods and I can also give them some body. Alright, so I'll just add a statement here. Let's say system.out.println. This is a default method. Okay, something like that. Alright, and I'll just call it using some child class. So let me create some my child class. And this implements the interface, and if I create an object of this class, my child class obj is equal to new my child class, using this I can simply call this method. Alright, great. So this statement is printed. Alright, so we have declared the method inside an interface only. I didn't give any implementation here in the child class, and using this I can call the method. Alright, now why was default method introduced? What is the need for it? Default methods were introduced for backward compatibility. Before Java 8, if a new method was added to an interface, all the implementing classes were forced to implement it. Otherwise the code would fail to compile. But now with default methods, we can provide an implementation directly inside the interface without breaking the existing code. If a child class wants to override the method and give its own implementation, it can do so. If not, the default method implementation defined in the interface will be used automatically. This means no changes are required in the existing implementing classes. Alright, so let me show you. I have an interface named payment and it has this method void pay. Alright. So this is an abstract method which has no implementation. Okay, so we have three child classes of this interface: credit card, net banking, and UPI. And in all these classes, this method has been implemented. Okay, they have given their each implementation. Okay, in net banking, similarly in UPI as well. Okay, so far everything seems fine. But let's say I want to add one more functionality. Let's say now I want to add a refund functionality. Okay, so I just add another method, void refund. Okay, so what happens is that it has created a certain problems. Okay, if I'll go inside this implementation, you can see that there is a compilation error that says class credit card must either be declared abstract or implement the abstract method refund. Okay, so it's asking this class to implement this method. Okay, this one, the refund that we just added. Similarly, UPI will also have to implement it, and net banking will also have to implement it. Okay, so first of all, why? Why do they have to implement this method? Because let's say I just create an object of net banking and I try to call this method refund. So what exactly will be called? There is no implementation right now. Correct. So that is why compiler will not know what exactly to call. So that's why there is a need for some implementation. Okay, so now what is the solution for this? I can simply just implement this method. Let's say I just implement refund. I can give some print statement Similarly, in net banking as well, I can implement this method. All right. And in UPI also, we'll just implement the method. Okay. So that is one way. But the problem is, let's say there is an interface with hundreds of implementations and you just want to add some functionalities. So all the implementations will have to implement that method. Okay. So before adding that functionality, you will have to give all that logic. Okay. So now that is not backward compatible and that is a bit tedious. So to solve this problem, what Java did was, let me first just remove this. Okay. We will not give implementation here. All right. Okay, so here we have not given in UPI and in net banking also. I will remove it. Yeah. So instead of giving the implementations there, what we can do, simply we can make this method as default and we can provide our own implementation. Okay. So now you can see that there is no issue in any of these classes, because now if we create an object of credit card and we try to call this this refund method, so this default implementation will be called. Okay, so as of now I have not written anything. I can write something as well. Let's say default refund flow executed. All right, something like this. Okay, so this makes the code backward compatible, and now we can just add any of the methods that we want to without breaking the existing code. Okay, if these classes want to give some of their own implementation for refund, they are allowed to do that. They can just override this method and give their own implementation. If they don't want to, then there is no necessity for them to do it. Okay, the code will not break. All right, and also, like, I'll give one more example. Let's consider this list.java. Okay, so this is a class which is of this package java.util. So this class belongs to Java itself, and actually they were also facing the same problem. They wanted to add some functionalities in this interface list, but you can see that list has so many implementations. There are a lot of implementations and Java is used worldwide, so everyone have to implement it. Okay, so that's why they introduced default methods. So I'll show you some examples, like default. Here we have this default method split iterator, or we have this sort method. Okay, and we have the replace all. So all these methods were added with a default keyword so that the existing code would not break. Okay, so the answer is that this default method was introduced, this default keyword was introduced for backward compatibility. Now there are certain rules associated with default methods. So let's look at them one by one. First rule says that we can have multiple default methods inside an interface. Okay, so let's say I want to create one more default method. Let's say something is valid payment. Okay, something like this. And I just want to give an implementation here as well. So I can also create a default. I can use a default keyword and create method like this. Okay, let's say I'm just simply returning true for now. Okay, so in the same interface, we have multiple default methods. Now, second rule says that these default methods can be overridden as well. Okay, so as I told you, if these child classes want to give their own implementation, they can do that. Okay, so I will just implement it. Let's say I want to implement refund. Okay, so here this class has its own implementation. It says cc refund flow executed. All right, now in the main class, if I just create an object of credit card, let's say obj1 is equal to new credit card, and using this object, if I call refund, okay, and I create one more, let's say for UPI, obj2 is equal to new UPI, and using UPI also I will call, okay, using this object also I will call the refund method. Okay, so in credit card I have given some implementation. In UPI I have not implemented refund. Okay, I have not overridden it. All right, so if we run this, great. So for this credit card, the CC refund flow executed, but for UPI, the default refund flow executed. All right. Now there is one more issue. There is actually an issue with this default keyword as well. Let me tell you about that. So it is called multiple inheritance problem, or we also call it as a diamond problem. Okay, so I'll take one more example. Let's say I have a calculator interface. Here we have a simple method int operate. Okay, it takes two arguments, int a comma int b. All right, so we have this calculator interface, and let's say this is a default method. I simply give an implementation where I'm returning a plus b. Okay, so I'm returning the sum of these two values. And let's say there is one more interface, calculator1. Okay, let's say it's an interface, and here as well we create this default method operate. It also has the same name, but the implementation is different. Okay, here we are multiplying the two fields. All right, now there is a child class, right? Let's say child calculator, or let me call it a simple calculator IMPL, calculator implementation. Okay, and this implements calculator as well as calculator1. Okay, so this child class implements both these calculators. So now there is an issue. There is a diamond problem. How? When I'll create an object of this class, calculator IMPL, now compiler will again won't know which method to be called. If I try to call this operate method, this implementation is implementing both the calculators, so the compiler will not know which operate to be called. Okay, so the rule says that whenever a child class is implementing multiple interfaces and those interfaces have the same method with the same name, so in that case it has to implement that default method. So okay, so now it's a necessity for calculator IMPL to implement this method, and here we have to tell which one we want to actually call. Okay, so using calculator.super.operate, we are actually telling compiler that the operate of this calculator interface has to be called. Okay, so let me show you in the main. Let me just remove all this. We have calculator implementation, c is equal to new calculator implementation. Using this, if I call the operate method 10,20 and I simply run it. Okay, we have not printed this, so system.out.println, just print the result. Okay, so you will see that these two values have been added because we have written calculator.super.operate. So this one will be called. Now instead of this, if I write calculator1.super.operate and then I run it, so now it will be a multiplication because this method was called, the one present in interface calculator1. Okay, so this rule was that whenever a class is implementing multiple interfaces and those interfaces have a method with the same name, then the child class will have to give some implementation of its own. Okay, now let's consider one more scenario. Let's say this calculator1 was not an interface, it was just a class. Okay, and I'll not create a default method here. This will be a normal public int operate. Okay, so this is a class calculator which has this operate method, and calculator is an interface which also has operate method, but this one is a default one. Okay, so this calculator IMPL, now since this is not an interface, so we will just extend calculator1 and implement calculator interface. Okay, and let me remove this. All right, so now the child class is extending one class and it is implementing an interface, and both the interface as well as this class have the same method. Okay, method with the same name, but they have some different implementations. Okay, so now if I try to call this method operate using the implementations object, okay, so what will be called? Whether it will be this interfaces method or will it be this classes method? Okay, this one, sorry, calculator one, this classes method or this interfaces method. Okay, so let's see. If I run my application, great. So you will see that multiplication has been performed, which means that the method of this class calculator1 was called. Okay, So this is rule number 4. It says that whenever a child class is implementing one interface and extending another class, so the class will get precedence in case there are two methods with the same name. Okay, so this class will get precedence, which in this case is calculator 1, and this interface will be at the priority 2. All right. Now there is one more rule, a last rule that I want to tell you, and mostly people miss this, that we have a class object, okay, which is the parent class of all the classes. All right, and you can see it has some methods, like it has a method equals. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, there is this method equals. So let's say I just take this method, and this is my interface. Here, let's say I just try to override this method. Okay, I'll give some other implementation and I'll add a default keyword. Okay, simply return false. All right, so this I cannot do. All right, in any other class, I can override the method of object class, because object class is the parent class of all the classes. So in any other class, I can override that method and give my own implementation, but I cannot do that in an interface where I'm using the default keyword. Okay, so you can see that it gives me an error that says default method equal overrides a member of object. All right, so this is one more rule which you must keep in mind, that you cannot override a method of object class and give the default keyword, okay, in this interface. All right, so this is it about default methods. I hope this video was helpful. For more such content, please follow my channel, The Curious Coder.